Alright, quick update for Internet Computer Protocol. So it looks like we've finally started to break, I don't want to say macro bullish, but it looks like we've broken bullish out of this massive bearish flag that we've been stuck in for a very long time. Now, you might be looking at this and thinking, what bearish flag? Let me flatten the data for you and you can see we have a massive flag right here. And look at this pole. We basically had a minus 97% bear flag. So this is a very good thing that we have broken out to the upside. This would have been absolutely brutal if we did, in my opinion, go into a bear market for another couple of months, because I think ICP would have broken out the bottom of this and went somewhere near to zero. Obviously we haven't done that. We have broken out of the top of the bear flag, so so far so good. Now, I have said in my previous videos I am not the biggest fan of ICP, simply because I believe there's much better risk-adjusted returns in a lot of other cryptos. But to give ICP the benefit of the doubt, we have broken out and we do have very nice buying volume rather coming in right now. So I do think we are going to continue to have this rally, but personally, I do think we need to get above this 200-day moving average, round about the $33 before we can celebrate. Now, I imagine by the time we come to this 200-day, it's going to be a lot lower than 33. Maybe it's going to be at 30 or 31. And the reason for that is, if we flatten the data here, you can see, obviously the 200-day moving average, if you don't know, takes in account data points or closes from the last 200 days worth of price history. And as you can see, obviously ICP has done nothing but fall off the table, fall off the cliff for a very long time. So it is taking up data points from very higher price targets. So as the days go on and we continue with this 200-day moving average, it is getting lower and lower because we are taking in data points from here around about 37. We're taking in data points from here at 56, and then I don't think we're taking in data points from September 2021 anymore. Actually, we might be. I'm not 100% sure. If we look at this on the daily, we can actually find out for you. So on here, if we go back 200 days. We pretty much are. So 200 days ago, this was the price. We were at $67. So, you know, tomorrow we're going to be taking in data points from $57. The next day we're going to be taking in data points from $58, then 55, then 60. You get my drift. These were much higher price targets than we've got now, which is why the 200-day moving average is falling like a rock. So by the time we get up to this, I do think this could probably taper down, do something like this, and then we could see the ICP price, let me move this back, we could see the ICP price break above this previous local top right here, and then have a push up. And like I said, I think this is where the #1 resistance comes in. Now, I have said this before, I am not the biggest fan on ICP because I believe there's much better risk adjusted returns in other cryptos. And what I mean by that is there's so much resistance, in my opinion, that we could get stuck at in the short term, which is why for me personally, I don't think making a short term trade on this makes sense. If we start pushing up today, we could get stuck at this previous local top at the $24.42. We can then get stuck at the 200-day moving average at 31.60. We've got local tops we could get stuck at 37. So being conservative, I think, you know, we're really not out of the woods until we have a massive break above this 200-day moving average, a very convincing break where we do flip it as support and then start to have a big rally up. In my opinion, that is the only time where I would even consider entering ICP. And, you know, I'm not going to enter ICP. It's not one of the coins that I do want to hold for the long term. It's not really even something that I want to hold in the short term, because like I said, if you look at my channel, if you've never seen my channel before, I cover maybe 8, maybe sometimes 10 or 12 technical analysis videos a day on a bunch of different altcoins. So I do get a pretty good overview of what the crypto market's doing. And I do cover a lot of altcoins that are breaking bullish now. They're breaking market structure and they don't have much overhead resistance. So for me, trading ICP is not really in the questions. It's not in the plans. I won't be trading it. I know I won't be trading it. But if you are a big ICP fan, keep an eye on us breaking this 2450. I think once we break 2450, we're going to have a pretty strong push up. approximately, what is this, a 20% move up to the 200-day. Wow, it's even more than that, 27%. So a half decent move up to the 200-day. Once we do break above the 200-day, we can start looking at price targets of this previous local top at $22. And once we do break that, the next local top is an 89% move. So even if we just made a short-term trade above this local top to the next one, that's a 55% move. And this is what I mean. For me, until we do start breaking these macro resistances like the 200-day, there's just so much overhead resistance that it's not worth the stress for me, in my opinion. And like I said, I don't really think I want to be trading this because the risk-adjusted returns are not as good as a lot of other altcoins that I cover on my channel. But nonetheless, at least in the short term, let's give it its day in the sun. We're having amazing buying volume stepping in. If we do look at this on the weekly, I imagine, wow, I mean, the RSI is so beat down on the weekly, and I mean that in a good way, because when the RSI is this low, especially after a breakout, we can definitely see a massive candlestick to the upside. But like I said, for me personally, I'm not going to be trading this. That is all I see for ICP against the USD. Like I said, good selling volume coming, good buying volume. I don't know why I keep on saying selling. I don't know why that's so hard to say. But we have broken out of the top of this bear flag. We are heading up to the 200-day at $32 in my opinion. We've got good buying volume coming in. So all looks good in the short term. But if we do come over to the Bitcoin pair, you can see we're currently back testing this inverse head and shoulders on the Bitcoin pair. So like I said, we're still not out of the water on the USD pair. We're definitely not out of the water on the BTC pair, because you can see this crypto has not been outperforming Bitcoin at all. And in my opinion, what is the point in trading a crypto, whether it's, you know, an altcoin? Obviously it's going to be an altcoin if it's not Bitcoin, but what is the point in trading an altcoin if it's not outperforming, you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are the most steady movers? So for me, it doesn't make sense to take on all this risk investing in a crypto that isn't even keeping up with Bitcoin. Even after this big rally, you can still see that it's really not doing too much against Bitcoin. So that's what I mean. There's a lot of risk associated with ICP. We're still not out of the woods. I don't think we're going to be out of the woods until we do have a solid break above 32. Now, I do think that is going to happen, but as a conservative trader, there are other altcoins that I would be planning on investing in. So nonetheless, I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent, but at least in the short term, ICP looks good for another move up to the $32, which from where we are now is almost a 50% move, about 40% move. So it looks pretty good, but like I said, I won't be trading this, unfortunately. There are other altcoins that I have my eyes on, but to give it its day in the sun, we do have amazing buying volume coming in. We have broken out at the top of this bear flag, but like I said, there's so many overhead resistances that we do need to keep our eyes on. So for me, I'm not trading ICP, but if you do trade ICP, if you do hold ICP, best of luck to you. Hope it works out. Once again, none of this is financial advice. It's just my own opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Cowboy out. Peace.